The 2019 World Junior Championship Tournament is almost coming to an end. In today's video, we're going to recap the bronze medal game between Team Russia and Team Switzerland. And I also want to touch base on some of the antics by Russian captain Klim Kostin. He's easily become public enemy #1 in Vancouver. We'll discuss all that coming up next. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We review and discuss all 31 NHL teams as well as international tournaments. So if you're a huge hockey fan, consider subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. So the 2019 World Junior Championship is almost over here. Today we have the bronze medal and gold medal games. The bronze medal game is now complete with Team Russia taking the bronze medal with a 5-2 victory over Team Switzerland. Now, for Team Switzerland, they had an excellent tournament. This is the second best they've ever done at the World Junior Championships. They did win a bronze medal back in 1998, and this is the closest that they've come since with a 4th place finish. They certainly have a lot to be proud of in this tournament. They played very, very well, had an excellent tournament. Kershaw, for example, was one of their top players and one of the best players in the tournament, in my opinion. So certainly they have a lot to be proud of, but unfortunately they came up short against the Russians today. Hollenstein played another solid game in goal for Team Switzerland, but Russia was just a little bit too strong and had a little bit too much offensive power for them to be able to overcome that. Now, in this game, the Team Russia had a 2-0 lead after the first period, but in the second period, Switzerland really battled back hard and ended the second period down 3-2. Now, the third period, Team Switzerland really took over and badly outshot the Russians, but the Russians were able to hang on here. At one point later into the third period, the Swiss had a 4-minute power play as Russia took a 4-minute high sticking penalty, but unfortunately they could not come up with a goal. The penalty kill was just too strong, and Team Russia survived that, overcame the scare, and hang on for a 5-2 victory, claiming the bronze medal. And one of the stars today for Team Russia was Kirill Slepets, who was a 2019 draft-eligible player. For this whole tournament, ended up with 5 goals and 7 points in 7 games for the tournament. Certainly ended up being a rather strong performance for him. He's a smallish forward, but he certainly has a lot of speed and certainly ability to score, a lot of quick finish, some good stick handling for sure. Certainly was a little bit of a coming out party for him. Even though he's a smaller guy, I know at one point a lot of smaller players his size were kind of shied away from by a lot of NHL teams, but I can certainly see his draft stock rising a fair bit, along with his teammate Vasily Podkolzin, who we've talked about before in the 2019 NHL draft rankings, has already skyrocketed up the rankings and is looking to likely be a top 10 or potentially top 15 pick in the 2019 draft. But Slepets certainly made a strong case for himself to be moving up in the rankings as well today. With a very strong performance helping lead Russia to the bronze medal. Now, as far as Klim Kostin goes, I want to discuss some of the controversy, if you will, around him. He's easily become public enemy #1 in Vancouver, often getting booed by the crowd. And a lot of this started after the U.S.-Russia game the other day. After Russia lost, of course, they named the top 3 players for the tournament since it was their last game before playing for the medals. They usually don't do that during the medal games. All the top 3 players for each nation are named usually during their final either preliminary game or into the quarter semifinal matchups. So after the loss to the U.S., of course, Kostin was named one of the top 3 players. He has had an excellent tournament for Team Russia, showing a very strong performance. But obviously he was upset over the loss and kind of chucked his helmet and refused to take a picture with the group that they always do once they're handed their top 3 awards. And then as he skated off towards the bench, he yelled a big F you to the crowd as he was being booed by the Canadian crowd there in Vancouver. So obviously that didn't go over too well. He ended up issuing an apology. If you didn't see the apology, I'll post it here on the screen as I talk through this. So Kostin basically apologized for his antics, that he's just no different than any North American kid in Canada or the U.S., kind of upset about losing. He wanted to represent his country, well and bring back a medal, and unfortunately that wasn't going to happen, at least not a gold medal. So, he recognized that his behavior wasn't very good and, apologized for that. And, really based on the apology at the time, I know a lot of people was willing to overlook that and forgive him. But then watching his antics today in the bronze medal game against Switzerland, I wasn't overly impressed. There's a few times in the penalty box where you could see he was certainly, yelling quite a bit and kind of acting a little childish, in my opinion, in the penalty box. He was getting booed a lot by the crowd, and just even towards the end of the third period. He ended up taking a penalty, and just the whole thing, I just thought his level of maturity was rather low. But again, like I mentioned with Canadian captain Maxime Comtois, we try to cut these guys some slack. I understand they're still young, they're teenagers, they're trying to win gold for their country, and at that age, sometimes it can be difficult to control your emotions. But for Comtois and Kostin especially, they're a little bit older than some of these guys. They're returning players. This is not their first crack at this tournament for one. They've had a little bit of a taste of the professional ranks, between the NHL and American Hockey League as well. So I just think that they should be able to represent themselves with a little bit more professionalism, a little bit more dignity. Either way, for me, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like when it comes to Comtois, it was also revealed he played through this tournament with a separated shoulder and won't be heading back to junior action for probably 2 to 3 weeks. As he recovers from that, obviously he's paying through a lot of pain, but still that doesn't excuse his behavior either. Like some of the embellishment that he was doing, just the way he played, I wasn't overly thrilled with it for sure, but it is what it is. I mean, at the same time, it doesn't excuse a lot of the people, like I mentioned in the other video, about people attacking him on social media. Same with Klim Kostin. I mean, really, for the most part, I'm not going to attack the guy or don't condone anybody attacking him, but just not overly impressed with their level of professionalism, their level of behavior. I do expect a little bit more of them. These guys are 19-year-old players. They're their second time in the tournament. They've had a taste of the professional ranks. And I just expect a little bit better of them. But either way, Team Russia had a strong performance today. They got the bronze medal. The gold medal game goes here a little bit later tonight with Team USA battling Team Finland. We're going to have the top 2 picks likely in the 2019 NHL draft going head-to-head with Jack Hughes taking on Finnish star Kaapo Kakko. This should be a very entertaining matchup for sure. I think both teams are pretty evenly matched. They both have a lot of star power. On the Finnish side, you've got Tolvanen, Heponiemi, you got Jokiharju on the back end, Luukkonen in the net. So Team Finland is certainly a team that you can't count out. But on the U.S. side, the same thing. I mean, they got excellent goaltending from Caden Primo. You get the Hughes brothers. They had excellent performances of the guys like Josh Norris, Ryan Poehling. Chimblevsky's been solid. A bunch of others as well. They've really had a really solid overall team game on both sides. So it should be a fun game. For this game, I'm not going to bother doing a prediction because it's too hard to do. It should be a fun, entertaining matchup. So leave me your comments down below. Let me know who you think is going to win the gold medal tonight between Team USA and Team Finland. And let me know what your thoughts were on the bronze medal game between Team Russia and Team Switzerland. To cap off the tournament here, we'll be back tomorrow with a gold medal game review video. And I'm also going to be doing a video discussing the top players of the tournament, in my opinion. So that'll be coming here over the next 24 to 48 hours as this tournament wraps up. If you're new to the channel, I hope you consider subscribing. We still have a little bit more coverage left here for the World Junior Championships. Then we'll be back focusing mostly on the NHL for the remainder of the season. As always, thank you very much for watching, everybody. We will catch you next time.